Hi everybody and welcome to Living with Problems. Today I'll be showing you how to use a citric acid flush that's Uretainer solution. It is a 6%, but you can get it in the half strength as well, which I might show in another video. This is 2 lots of 30 mils, so it's called a twin subi. And as you can see, it's got like one point of entry and exit there, but then there is a clip on either side. I'm going to sanitize my hands after I open this, and I will show you how it works. So that antiseptic stuff that I just got to learn myself is Avogard Antiseptic CHG hand drops, so it is chlorhexanate. Ugh. I want the hands to be nice and dry to be able to do this. Anyway, I've already cleaned my kettle, my jug's clean, everything is clean, apart from what's on the bench. So I'm going to fill up the jug. This jug has had boiling water in it a couple of times before, so it hasn't been a problem. I want to put about, that's about 600 mils. And then I also have some boiled and filtered water to go with it, which I add in with it so it doesn't get too hot. Just got to warm it, but you don't want to boil it. I want to take the top part off. It can be a bit of a pain in the butt. This is where it gets messy. Every time you take that off, no matter even if you clip these two, something's going to come flying up top. It's normal. It can be hard to get off. Best way is twist it. See, there it goes on the bench. Keep lid for later. Make sure you do not directly touch that bit unless you're sterile, because they're just going in your catheter tubing. You want to make sure that you've got about an even amount in these guys by just squeezing them. So if I squeeze too hard, there's more in one than the other and it doesn't allow for much movement. So we want to get them as close to even as possible. Doesn't have to be precise. Give it a little bit of a flick. Now these are the clamps here. What you want to do, and this is something I've learnt from doing it multiple times, you want to let the air out, because when you've got this inside your body, urine can still actually produce. So you want to line up this level here with here. So you get the clip ready, and to close it, you just gently push. So it's closed. Now I get the other one prepped. Do the same thing. Doesn't matter if there's a little bit up there, that happens every now and again. Sometimes you can flick it down into one of the sides there, and you always want to aim the clamps slightly away from each other. They don't do too well together. Right, got that there. I'm going to dip that in there. Put the lid back on for now. Doesn't need to be off for a bit. Just sort of warming it up really, because I tried it cold once. That was a very, very bad move. That feels very uncomfortable. It is best to warm them up. Keep checking the temperature. It can vary on how long it takes. You want it to be a little bit warmer than body temperature, because it takes a little bit of time to set up. And also you want to be able to make sure you don't burn your insides when you instill it in your insides, which is really not going to be a very comfortable thing to do, but I haven't done that yet, thankfully. Let's see where we're at. A little tiny bit more. Yes, I understand this is going all over the bench, but it's going to be wiped again. Should be about done. Almost. As I said, you do not want it to be too hot. For those who haven't seen this stuff before, that is what I am washing my hands with. Well, sanitizing to be specific, and it comes with its own pump. You should be able to get this off online medical stores. I don't know if you can get it from other places, haven't really checked, but it is an Australian or New Zealand made product, so not sure about where else. Yep, we're good. So I can now dispose of the water. Sorry about the extra water sound in the background, that is my dishwasher. Now we're done. Next part. Okay, welcome to Living with Problems. We're going to show the remainder of the video with what we've got here. 6% citric acid irrigation solution for catheters. And first what you'll want to do is you want to have a look at your situation of where all your tubes and stuff are. I'm using a catheter stabilization device, so I'm going to unclip that, which keeps it in place, which we obviously don't want at the moment. And then what I've got here is I have a flip flow and a night bag, which I'm going to disconnect the both, and I'm going to connect this end with the lid taken off to the catheter tubing directly. If it wants to come off. Though sometimes it coming off, sometimes is easier is a good thing, sometimes not. So keeping a very firm grip on that. Did not touch the end of that. Yes, I've done this many times. Now, what you're going to want to do, ironically, the company recommends starting with the white one. Doesn't actually matter which colour you use out of the two, but I've just gone along with their whole, okay, I'll use a white one because, you know, I've got a size 12 French catheter, so, you know, we'll just go with white to match it. So I'm going to undo this. So what you do is with gravity, you can gently squeeze it. You don't want to squeeze too hard or too fast because that can become uncomfortable. You want it at body temperature. I like you to let it naturally drain, but I found that doesn't exactly work the best, so I do go along with giving it a little bit of a helping hand. Then what I do is I fold it in half and slide down the last of it. And then see these clamps here? I'll then clamp it off and start a 5-minute timer. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Start again.
Okay, now what we're going to do is unclip the white clip. Let gravity do its thing. So we usually flick it off to the side just to make it a bit easier. It will slowly fill up when it's done. Sometimes it takes a while to come out. Sometimes it'll be a very, very dark yellow. Sometimes it'll be transparent. It does vary. This is the one that's emptying out of my bladder currently. You'll probably see the colour difference shortly. Yep. So, not all of you may be able to see it, but that one there is the one that's just come out the bladder. That one's the one still in the bladder. So, this is why I told you all the best idea was to leave a gap of air, is so then a little bit of urine that's sitting in your bladder can actually come out with it. So I'll clip that one off. Clip it up higher if we can. Yep. Now, we're then going to instill in the next one. See how long this takes for gravity to do it. Then we want to twist the clip to the side as we're waiting. And you want it as close up here as possible for the second one so that it doesn't bump the first one. Okay, it's really taking its time there. So we'll speed it up a little. Just remember, gentle squeeze. You don't want to considerably squeeze it. So go down. That's as much as we can get. Got to clamp that off and then set the timer for another 5 minutes and we'll see where we are now. Hi, welcome back to Living with Problems. I've got the other half to come out, so I flick the wrong one, green lever. Make sure it's nice and low with bladder length, like obviously bladder height. It's going to come out a bit easier. It's taking its time, it's very slow. So this is a irrigation solution that does help clear out sediment and bacteria and whatever other things are in there. This has helped me in preventing and making sure I don't have urinary tract infections. On top of that, I also use other different things as well. I use 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C twice daily, and I also use Hyprex 1 gram twice daily, and that seems to have helped on top of using this and kept it under control. I haven't had a catheter associated UTI in a very long time. This is a messy bit now. This is the bit that I don't like so much. So, going to get something to catch it, just in case there's a bit of overspill. Sometimes there is. Place the lid back on there because it's all sorted. Off camera, I am using this antiseptic hand rub, which obviously I'm using in front of you now. Right, nice and dry. So I'm going to show you something that I found myself with an issue with these things. There is the barred flip flow, which is this one. There is another one that's called Plus One that I don't have handy. And then there is Yugo, which is this one. And we're going to go with the Yugo one. So, because we've got the catheter tubing and then we want the flip flow, then we want the bag, we can pick which order we want that in. Right, focus that direction at this current moment. That was going to go attached there. Kind of not the best way, but it'll work. I've got sterile clean hands. Now, I've already taken this out of the packet, but I'm going to show you something that should help. Now, this one's one that'll be out of date soon anyway. Figured it'd be perfect for a video. First thing you want to do is make sure this little guy is literally not like it was. That is shut. been quite a few nurses in the past that have just sort of had it like that, and then it dribbles all down your leg, get covered in your urine. It's not exactly fun. So this is a 500ml, 30cm length tubing Coloplast Convene bag. They do come with some straps, but I don't use the straps. I don't use these bags anymore. Well, not really. Anyway, take the lid off. I'm going to push that on that little bit more. Yeah, if this goes on right, it should fit really snugly. So for those that use the Coloplast brand, this barely moves. The only problem is with using the bad one, this bit here that's there, it bends too much, and then that causes blockages. Don't want blockages. So before putting this in, we want to make sure the flip flow is down. So down towards the bottom of the bag, if you haven't used one before. They're actually pretty handy. Now we'll grab this one, my catheter, and attach it to the flip flow, which is usually the easy job. With the bad ones, not so much an easy job. So make sure everything's all tight. And there, it's connected. It's just, I don't seem to have much in my bladder. I've got nice clear tubing. It will eventually come out into there. But as you may see, there is some urine in the container I've got down here. Hasn't made it down here yet because my bladder would be empty. So, because I use the flip flow to control my bladder volume, it's best that now that it's just been, cleaned out by irrigation solution and such, and, the residual volume went in there. So now we flip it back up. These are really good for maintaining your bladder volume to try and be able to attempt to use intermittent catheterization. But I go between both indwelling and intermittent. I've got an indwelling in at the moment, as you can see here. I'm going to fixate it back. Bear with me. Fixate it back to my leg, like it was at the start of the video. Just gotta find the sweet spot where it likes to be. You always want the arrow facing your body. So then that one there, if I wanted to, I could run it down and I could strap it at the bottom of my leg. At night time, watch this. Look, it moves. So if you're in shorts or a 90, you can just have that hanging off that side of the bed, or if you want to put it on your right leg, you can have it hanging off the right side of the bed. The reason I actually put mine on the left side of my leg is quite frankly because I use my right leg to drive as I drove an automatic. So I thought, okay, less of an issue if I have it on the left leg, as if it's got longer tubing and it's uncomfortable on a long drive, I could just tuck it over to somewhere completely different in the car, and it's not going to be anywhere near the pedals or have a chance of falling down near the pedals, which is really, really handy. But yeah, with the Coloplast one, it's called Convene Security Plus Urine Collection Bag. Code is 51621. It's a leg bag with the inlet tube 30 centimeters and it's 500 mils. So there's a packet there. And it does come with the straps. Oops, that was the wrong lid. Okay, there's another lid that's disappeared on me. Yeah, it's disappeared. Anyway, it also comes with the other additional connection with it. I was hoping to be able to show some urine coming out, but there's like nothing in there. It's dry as a bone. I kind of lost it all. It's alright, I don't keep the flick flow open all the time anyway. So that's all we have time for today. In regards to the medication I mentioned before, what we've done today with the flush, there is also a saline flush that you can do, which is irrigation water. And on top of that, there's also, you can use a urinary alkaliner to be able to deal with catheter associated UTIs, to try and, clear them up a bit quicker. I'll show that in another video. Thank you all for tuning in, and if you like this video, please click the like button, the subscribe button, and watch out for new videos and more content coming your way.